In just 9 minutes, get the most explosive insights from Tom Bilyeu's powerful interview with Whitney Webb, aired on February 4th, 2025. From AI-driven surveillance to financial control, global power shifts, and hidden agendas, this summary distills it all. Stay till the end, because what you don't know could be shaping your future right now. Here are the key takeaways from the podcast. Takeaway 1. The rise of a two-tier AI society. AI is being designed to create two classes, those who control AI and those controlled by it. The book, The Age of AI by Eric Schmidt and Henry Kissinger, suggests that most people will lose decision-making abilities over time as AI replaces human thought. AI-driven automation could lead to cognitive diminishment, similar to how relying on calculators has weakened mental math skills. The people at the top will set AI's goals, while the rest will be increasingly dependent on it for decisions. Do you think AI is making people smarter or more dependent? Let us know in the comments. Now let's move to the next takeaway. Takeaway 2, AI and the national security state. The digital Panopticon. Governments and intelligence agencies are integrating AI into surveillance and national security. The AI arms race with China is pushing the U.S. toward mass surveillance to outcompete China in AI development. Predictive policing and AI-powered surveillance systems could lead to a society where people are constantly monitored to ensure good behavior. Companies like Palantir, deeply embedded in government contracts, are at the forefront of this movement. For example, Larry Ellison of Oracle stated that AI-driven surveillance will help people stay on their best behavior. Now let's move to the next takeaway. Takeaway 3, the marriage of big tech and government. Big tech billionaires, including Elon Musk and Peter Thiel, are becoming power players in government policy. Their companies, like Palantir and OpenAI, are receiving massive contracts to develop AI infrastructure. While marketed as private sector innovation, this tight relationship between tech companies and government raises concerns about monopolization. The lines between public and private interests are blurring, meaning decisions are often made behind closed doors. For example, Trump's administration is pushing for the U.S. to become the AI and crypto capital of the world, relying heavily on tech moguls. Now let's move to the next takeaway. Takeaway 4, the globalization of digital currency and financial control. Digital currencies like Tether are being used to push the dominance of the US dollar in struggling economies. While marketed as a way to bank the unbanked, these digital assets also enable deep financial surveillance. Governments and financial elites can freeze, monitor, or seize digital money at will, raising concerns about financial freedom. For example, Tether has reportedly complied with US Treasury demands to freeze certain accounts, showing how decentralized finance isn't always free from government control. Would you trust digital money more than cash? Why or why not? Let us know in the comments. Now let's move to the next takeaway. Takeaway 5, how fear is used to manufacture consent. Governments and elites use fear-based narratives to push policies that restrict freedoms. When people are scared by pandemics, terrorism, or economic crises, they willingly accept security measures that they wouldn't under normal conditions. This strategy has been used for decades, from post-9/11 surveillance laws to COVID-19 lockdowns and tracking technologies. The more people accept these measures, the more control shifts away from individuals and into centralized hands. For example, during the COVID-19 pandemic, AI companies were used to predict outbreaks and enforce local lockdowns even when the AI accuracy rate was unreliable. We're halfway through the video. Thank you for sticking with us this far. If you're enjoying it, please give us a thumbs up and share it in your WhatsApp groups. We'd love to hear your thoughts, so feel free to comment below. To see more videos like this, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Now let's continue with the video. Takeaway 6, the role of AI in shaping public opinion. AI-powered algorithms are used to control information flow and manipulate public perception. News feeds, trending topics, and censorship are influenced by AI models built by big corporations. Social media platforms are increasingly suppressing alternative viewpoints while promoting state-approved narratives. For example, governments and intelligence agencies have invested heavily in misinformation monitoring, which often serves as a tool to silence dissent. Now let's move to the next takeaway. Takeaway 7. The true purpose of globalism. Market control, not cooperation. The idea of global cooperation is often framed as economic progress, but in reality, it's about consolidating power. Think tanks like the World Economic Forum and Council on Foreign Relations influence global policies that often favor corporate elites. Policies like digital ID, mass AI surveillance, and financial tracking are being adopted worldwide under different justifications like security and efficiency. For example, digital ID is being pushed in the US as a solution for migration control, while in Europe it's marketed as a tool for financial convenience. The end result? A global surveillance framework. Now let's move to the next takeaway. Takeaway 8. The rise of predictive control. From pre-crime to pre-disease. Predictive AI is being used to detect and prevent crimes before they happen, creating ethical and legal dilemmas. Health surveillance is expanding into predictive medicine, where people could be given treatments before they even show symptoms. These predictive systems often rely on biased data, leading to wrongful accusations and unnecessary interventions. For example, Rhode Island used AI to predict COVID-19 outbreaks, leading to restrictive measures even when AI accuracy was only around 70%. Now let's move to the next takeaway. Takeaway 9. The AI arms race. The US is adopting China's model. The push to beat China in AI is leading the US to adopt the very policies that it criticizes China for. A civil-military fusion model, where private tech firms work hand-in-hand with national security agencies, is already underway. The risk? The US could lose its identity as a free society while trying to out-China China. For example, the Trump administration's $500 billion AI infrastructure plan mirrors China's AI expansion strategy, prioritizing surveillance and economic control. Now let's move to the last takeaway. Takeaway 10. The future of AI, crypto, and power structures. AI, crypto, and digital finance are rapidly changing power dynamics, and we are seeing the rise of a technocratic elite. True decentralization is under threat, as major players like BlackRock, PayPal, and Palantir take control of emerging technologies. The battle over AI and digital assets isn't just about innovation. It's about who controls the future. For example, while Bitcoin was created to decentralize finance, government-backed stablecoins and institutional investors are now reshaping it into a tool for the existing financial system. Final thoughts. This podcast exposes how AI, digital finance, and global policies are being used to consolidate power in the hands of elites. It also reveals how fear, surveillance, and predictive control are reshaping our freedoms. The key question isn't just where AI is going, but who is controlling it? And for whose benefit? Do you believe AI will improve our lives or make us more controlled? Comment below with your thoughts. Here is a brief introduction about Whitney Webb. Whitney Webb has been a professional writer, researcher, and journalist since 2016. Her work aims to highlight underreported issues and find common ground between people of different political persuasions regarding corruption, government overreach, the lack of accountability for militaries and intelligence agencies, and the military-industrial complex. Thank you for watching. I hope you found this summary of the Tom Bilyeu podcast with Whitney Webb informative. If you're interested in learning more about these topics, I encourage you to watch the full podcast on YouTube. If you enjoyed watching this video, please leave a like below and share this video in your WhatsApp groups. You can also discuss about this video by commenting below. To get more such videos in your timeline, press the subscribe button below.